We are about to enter into a new year with the advent of Rosh Hashanah. But before we get to Rosh Hashanah, the Shabbat before Rosh Hashanah, we read a Torah portion that deals with many other subjects, but yet we have a tradition from the Shalah, one of the great Kabbalists and halachic authorities of the 17th century, that every Torah reading that coincides with a holiday has references to that holiday. Sometimes it's implicit, sometimes it's explicit. Well, number one, the Torah portion that we read before Rosh Hashanah, Nitzavim, deals with the theme of tshuva, of return to God. And Rosh Hashanah is the first of a 10-day period known as Aseret Yemei Tshuva, the 10 days of tshuva, of return. But even a stronger connection can be found in the very opening verse, which reads, "You are standing firmly today, all of you together, before God your God, the heads of your tribes, your elders, your officers, every Jewish person, your young children, your women, and the converts within your camp." And then he concludes with the words, "Your woodcutters to your water drawers." What does all this mean? The Hebrew word here, nitzavim, which is translated as standing, has something stronger than just standing, as we just translated it as you're standing firmly. And what is it referring to? It says today. When is today? Simply, it means the day that Moses was giving over this message. But the Alter Rebbe, the first Chabad Rebbe, explains that the word Hayom, based on the Zohar, refers to Rosh Hashanah. And that when we are reading the Shabbat before Rosh Hashanah is you are standing firmly, you will be victorious in your judgment, because Rosh Hashanah is a day of judgment. And we're so confident that we will be victorious. And in fact, every month we bless the new month, the Shabbat before. With the exception of this month of Tishrei, we do not bless the new month. Why not? There are many reasons for it, but the Baal Shem Tov gave the deepest reason. And he says that this is the month that God blesses and empowers us to bless all the other months. In other words, God's blessing affects the entire forthcoming year. And what is God's blessing? The very words that we just recited. You are standing firm. You are going to be victorious in your judgment. That is the blessing that God gives us for this month. But then how could we be so confident that we will be victorious in our judgment? And the answer is because you're all standing together. You have this unity, and that's the power that we have to prevail. But it's more than just unity. In the 10 different categories that are listed here, the last are the wood choppers and the water carriers. These were the lowest class of people. These were people who were not known for their righteousness, to put it mildly. They were people who used deception to get that were allowed into the Jewish community, which is a separate story unto itself. And yet we're lumping them together with everyone else, with the leaders, with the saints, with the greatest and the most righteous people. When we don't judge the other, when we accept every Jew unconditionally, whether they are the leader, whether they are in the middle, whether at the bottom, in terms of their spirituality, in terms of their observance, yes, we have to try to help them, raise them up. But even as they are, if we embrace them unconditionally, then God says, you know what? I know that if I judge you based on everything that you did, your judgment may not end so smoothly for you. But because you accept every Jew unconditionally, then I will accept you unconditionally. I will transcend, I will supersede my judgment that could have been negative, and I'll give you a good and sweet year. May everyone here who's listening, amongst all of the Jewish people, be blessed with a kasiva v'chasima tova, kativa v'chatima tova, to be inscribed and sealed for a good and sweet year.